I just came from James Street Tavern. I was there with all the people from work because one of my
hung out.
Yeah, because
Oh
my friend
God.
is about to have a baby on Monday, or his wife's about to have a baby on Monday. I know.
Where's that whammy sound? Poor
Yeah,
guy.
I know. And so, well, it's his second kid, and
You'd think you'd learn what causes that by now.
it was nice.
It was a nice time.
It was because my buddy was there who I deployed with, and he just got back from like flight school, so he's a pilot now. It takes like I think it's like it's either 14 or 16 months of your life just gone. But they do this really cool survival evasion training where you have to get captured and tortured and all this shit. And so he's
I
telling
thought
us all
you
about
described that before. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. But he there's some stuff he can't talk about.
Sure.
But the stuff that he could talk about, like I really want to do it, and it was really, really cool.
Ooh, is it getting your gears turning?
Yeah, he always, man, he hypes me up so much to want to do cool guy shit, like to become a pilot, and then
Sounds pretty sweet.
The thing about like our National Guard, or just the Army in general, is like if they don't have the money to fucking send you somewhere, there's no chance. Anyway, what else? So my throat's a little sore because we were the loudest people in the restaurant. Unfortunately,
that's a hard thing to do at James Street
I
Tavern.
know, dude. We were so loud. We were checked on by multiple servers. Like, hey, are you guys hanging out? Are you? I was like,
well, I mean, you just got off work at what, 4 something?
no. So we got out a little early today. We were doing safety. We have to do safety classes on.
I
on
did
every
too, which was
Friday.
nice.
Safety class or
No,
get out
just
early?
got out early.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I did some stuff at home, but
I thought about cutting out early today, but I didn't because I'm a fucking soldier. I'm a
Dude.
good employee.
Dude, we were washing the aircraft today, and I was doing like a goofy like thing with all the soap in there, and making vagina and fucking penis jokes. And my buddy, who never says like anything dirty or anything, he's like, "Man, it's like a pit bull." Fucking, what did he say? He said it's like a pit bull with some mayonnaise in its mouth. And that image fucking stuck with me. Oh, it was so disgusting, dude. He was like referring to like a cream pie. So it's a pit bull with mayonnaise in its mouth.
That's so descriptive. I completely understand what he meant. That's just disgusting and hilarious.
Dude.
I love that.
Oh, it's so
Holy
funny.
shit.
that pit bull was definitely adopted by a 32-year-old single woman.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
I'm gonna come.
You like that shit?
Holy shit, dude.
Oh, that was so dumb.
Yo,
Yeah.
so I have to ask. So, all right.
Ooh.
So Tom and I...
It's okay.
This was my dog.
Tom and I know a person, and I will not say their name, and they told me how they lost their virginity, and it's the saddest, like most grossest thing I think I've ever heard. And I'll tell you who it is afterwards.
Sure.
So the way they told me they lost their virginity is they were with like 3 other guys that were older than them. They were really young, and there was a girl with them. And they were all taking turns. She was letting them have sex with her on a park bench in the middle of the night. It was like during some party.
As you do.
Yeah.
When
And
you lose your virginity.
And so basically he said he was last to go. And
Boy, oh boy.
he finished in like 30 seconds or whatever the fuck. It was his first time. And I think he was like, I don't know, 14 or something. Damn. So... I got to ask you guys, and then I will tell you, for me, how did you lose your virginity?
Oh, man. Great topic.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Tom, you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
As you just mentioned, fuck it, I won't move it.
Oh, geez. The water.
As long as it's like in a decent spot.
Here, I got you. Ready? I just didn't want to.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Me?
No more avoiding. How'd you lose your virginity?
So, I lost my
What?
Oh, I'm sitting on the fucking remote.
Oh,
my
Jesus.
God.
There's a remote. I was like, your house. Ghosts.
It's the witching hour.
Yeah. It's the ghost
It
of the
came
girl
early.
you lost your virginity to who you killed afterwards.
Can you imagine?
I can. That's why I said
So, I used to see this girl from another school
Uh-huh.
when I was senior year of high school. I just got my first car.
Yeah.
So this was October senior year, I think. Something like that. Anyway, she went to cab. I think you might know exactly who I'm talking about.
I have to know her.
Uh-huh.
Was she our age? What is happening? Your house is fucking terribly haunted. All right. Well, tell me who it is after, obviously.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Don't
after.
say the name.
So anyway,
oh my God. What if it's the same girl that I... Okay, go.
I mean, it's entirely possible, actually.
Oh, fuck. All right,
Maybe
go ahead.
not.
Are
I
we
don't
wiener
know.
cousins?
I don't think so.
All right, go ahead.
No, actually, I know for a fact we're probably not. Anyway, I got introduced to her because I was friends with a girl. I used to like this other girl.
Yeah.
And we just became friends.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, my friend thinks you're cute, whatever." So we ended up hanging out. Then we started seeing each other, and I lost my virginity to that girl in my friend's basement, next to her and her boyfriend having sex at like the same time.
Wild.
And since I was losing my virginity, never had sex before, I never wore a condom during sex before, I lasted for like ever.
Oh, you lasted forever.
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like, I was like,
Oh, you had a condom on.
yes, exactly.
But the way you worded that
Was that
right?
Yeah, it was a little weird.
You,
but
you
I got it, I
didn't
got it.
have a condom on.
No,
was
I
like,
certainly did.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
certainly did, Matthew.
Yes. Similar. Okay, I got you.
But I was so unfamiliar with the whole thing. And I also was a nerd, and I never thought it would happen. The whole time I was like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe this is happening.
Right. Yeah.
And I just like,
Yep.
I couldn't, like my mind was blocked, and I couldn't like focus, for lack of a better word. And I lasted for some inordinate amount of time. I don't remember, but that's where I lost my virginity.
Okay.
And in fact, because the other school thing comes into play, because one time I got in a lot of trouble because I was skipping class and driving to your school from my school.
I
Matt
got
went to
arrested
cab,
for
too.
that.
You did?
Yeah, we skipped.
How old were you?
It was like my freshman year.
Oh, I was like, is this like a year ago?
no. Oh God, no, no.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. That's such a hack joke. I hate him.
No.
I just got it. I just got it.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me explain what
Oh.
happened, and I'll see if it's similar
Okay.
to what happened to you. So the administrator, or the fucking higher up teacher, whatever, who caught
Yeah.
me was like, "You don't go here."
Yeah, because Cab was such a small school. That's why I have to know the person you're talking about.
I know for a fact you do.
My graduating class was 89 kids.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
89 kids.
Yeah, dude. So, like we knew everybody in the high school, and you would kind of know somebody in the middle school. Like if maybe not by name, but you'd know them as if you saw. Yeah, like
You're doing activities and stuff too.
and you do a lot of stuff together.
Yeah.
So like all of our show, like we had a show called Showstoppers, and it was middle school and high school working on one big show together, where everybody's who's in their art and their major. Anyway, that's just boring. So you would go pick this girl up from my school. This is hilarious.
See, we also only dated for like a month.
Okay.
So it was like we saw each other a few times a week. So I went to your school.
Was she okay?
And the guy, the teacher guy who caught me was like,
Yeah.
"You definitely don't go here. Who are you?"
I have a funny story about him.
So he's
White hair.
Yes,
Yep.
unmistakable old guy, glasses,
Yep.
aviator frames, I think,
Bro,
tweed jacket.
that guy lost one of his fingers in a you know how my minivan. First of all, hilarious. My minivan has an automatic sliding door. He got his finger caught in one of those and it chopped it off.
Well,
Yeah, dude.
I won't say he deserved
And
it.
he had
but-
to go grab it and bring it to the hospital. They were able to put it back on.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Wild, right? Anyway,
I won't say he deserved it, but I'd look the other way if I was if I was a minivan.
Just look at him like, damn, bro, that's crazy.
you're
Yeah,
not a minivan, but
exactly.
you were a mini man. Go ahead.
A mini hand.
Oh
This is
man.
one less finger.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
I gave him a bogus name, and he was like, "Who are your parents?"
Who are my parents?
So
Who are your parents?
I gave him the name of one of my friends who was in class back at our school.
Okay.
And I was like, here, call him. His name is this.
You pulled a Ferris Bueller?
So here's the thing. I didn't give him my name. I gave him his actual name. His little sister went to cab.
Okay.
So he was like, I know that last name. He was on to me the whole fucking time. But I somehow convinced him to let me go. And I didn't get held at the school, but the administrators at my school heard all about it. They called me into the office. The principal called me into the office. I never, anytime me and my group of friends got in trouble, we were on the lower level administrator shit. The principal never talked to us about the shit.
Yeah.
They were just like, you're being jackasses. My group of friends was constantly doing stupid shit, fighting, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. High school boy shit.
So the principal calls me in and he sat me down. He was like, listen, I just heard about the stunt that you pulled at cab, but I understand you're a teenager and there's hormones going through your body and all you know is your how you feel about this girl. So let this be a lesson to you. Don't do anything that dumb ever again at this fucking school. And I was like, heard, chef.
Yes, chef.
Dude, so
I was this close to getting in a lot of trouble. Cops and everything.
Now that I'm an adult, I see why that's such a huge deal. Because people just get kidnapped at schools or beat up, or they wait for them outside of class and jump on them.
Or shot and killed.
Exactly. So
that's possible.
now that I'm older, I understand. But at the time, I would have been like, dude, what the fuck? I'm just going to my friend's school. Yeah.
We thought nothing. I thought nothing of it back then. I was like, fake name, whatever. And meanwhile, what a different time that was.
Dude,
technically, it wasn't a fake name.
That's true.
You gave
That's
him a
the
real
problem.
name.
It's just funny,
just not your face.
Ferris Bueller did that with his best friend Cameron, and then he called. You remember? He called him and he pretended to be Cameron's dad and everything. Or no, he pretended to be the girl's dad. What was her? She had a crazy name. Sloan Peterson. Mr. Peterson. This is Mr. Peterson.
The Mid-Atlantic accent you love so much.
Yeah, I do love that. All right. How'd you lose your virginity?
Very, very normally. Surprisingly.
Oh, God. You should have started with him.
Yeah, I know. No, it was I don't remember if it was my sophomore or junior year.
Okay.
Yeah, again, dating a girl that went to another school. And also in a family in a much higher tax bracket than me.
You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. You have lost your virginity. Right?
Yes. No, but yeah, it was we were at her parents' house and they had the basement downstairs with everything. We were down there, door closed, and we were starting, and she worked at a Cold Stone up in Bear, the one by People's Plaza, actually.
Fuck yeah.
At the time.
Oh my God.
And her mom opens up the door and was like, "You guys want to get Cold Stone?"
Oh no!
So we had to stop and go upstairs immediately. So I'm sitting there at Cold Stone enjoying this free ice cream with it in my lap. This is Blue Ball Central. It was the first time I ever experienced it. And then I'm pretty sure we went back and finished the deed.
Nice.
But
you can't remember?
I remember using.
It's been a long time.
Because it was definitely the same. That girl that I was dating that I lost my virginity to, but I can't remember if it was that night or if it was just you're fucked. You got to go home and then figure it out tomorrow or next time we hang out. But I do remember the condoms I bought. I bought the first ones that I found.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember my first pack. What was yours?
Mine was there were mint mint tingle. They had menthol in them. I just grabbed the first one I saw and just ran to the counter. And
do you remember you sold me condoms?
I remember
back in 2008.
It was 2000 and
it had to have been 08.
It was either late 08 or early 09. It was absolutely 08.
He worked at Rite Aid, and me and my long-term girlfriend at the time. It was right before I used to go and live with my mom for a little bit in the summers because I would do a camp there, and it was right before I left for there. And I bought fucking condoms I was like,
were you spiky hair back then? I vaguely remember
that. I had a mohawk back then. Yeah,
I thought so, and because you were definitely spiky jacket,
and I was wearing so this is my newer jacket that I had to make because my one that you saw me back then in was the one I still wear all the time, and it ripped,
leopard and shit.
Yeah, it ripped completely in the back. So
I bought my first pack from Kmart.
Whoa, that's an
Yeah.
old sentence.
The one right off of Limestone.
Because nobody uses condoms anymore, and there's no more Kmart. Yeah.
Wow, I just dated myself. Huh?
Yeah.
The one that's a hardware store now.
Is that a hardware store? Now?
Yeah,
it's a
I haven't
huge
paid
hardware store.
You're talking
not
about the
paid
one in
attention.
Pike Creek?
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to what's
Yeah,
around there.
it's right over there.
Yep. Oh, okay.
really close.
So Cold Stone after you got your Stone Cold.
No, yeah, Blue Balls and Stone Cold
Damn.
or Cold Stone.
What did I say?
Cold Stone for your cold
I said
stones.
Stone Cold.
I said Stone Cold as I mixed up as a joke.
I just had a stroke.
Yeah. 316.
How
So
about you, man?
so I was dating this girl for a bit. She had braces, right? So this is kind of silly. All right, so one time she was, we were experimenting or whatever. And she was going down on me, and I fucking
You're how old, by the way?
But I'm like 16. She's 14. Yeah, so I was older than her by 2 years, and I came on her math homework by accident. I swear to God, I don't know what happened. I don't know why her homework was out.
The dog ate it.
But I just remember, like, I was like, like that. And if fucking her homework, she just looks at me. She goes, what am I supposed to do with this? I was like, I'm so sorry. Dude, I felt so bad. So anyway, but after that, a couple months, like after that or whatever, we slept together. It was normal. Same thing happened with me. It was like, I had condom on, so we just went like all day because like it was so like you don't feel anything.
I know. It was
so I swear too. I think I used like the condom that we got from like Sex Ed or something. Like I didn't even buy them yet.
It wasn't even like name brand.
I don't remember. Because I remember like I remember like having those condoms, like the Lifestyles ones or whatever the fuck.
ones that
Lifestyles
were
with
like-
a Z.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this.
The clear back one.
Yeah.
And there was just pure white. Yeah.
But I will tell you this. Everything was fine, normal. We're still together and stuff. My dad fucking yanked me up one day when he got home.
Did you find him?
My dog shit the condom out and it got stuck in his ass. And my dad...
Is that Tugger?
Yeah,
The indestructible Tugger.
Because it was stuck in him like a fucking balloon knot, bro. Oh my
The used
God.
one? The used one?
Yeah, he ate the old condom that I just threw out in my
Trash can.
little tiny trash can, like that I kept in my room. The dog got into it and ate the condom. I feel like a lot of people probably have that exact
I bet.
like thing happen. But my dad, I'm 16. Oh my God, bro,
What did
he
he
yanked
do?
me up. I was in so much fucking trouble, which is just. And then, God, this is so, dude. All right, so this is wild too. So her and I, split up. And she was so fucking mad at me that she said, well, I'm pregnant. And I was like,
You're not.
no, I was like, fucking,
Well, back
at this
then,
point,
yeah.
I'm 17.
Yeah, so you're like.
And yeah, because we had been together for like over a year. And I had to fucking call her parents. No, her parents called me. Her dad was a Vietnam vet. And
Sure.
I had talked to him. I was like, yeah, I want to join the army and all this stuff. And like, he liked me. It took him a while to warm up to me and stuff. He had a lot of PTSD. And so anyway, he wanted to fucking kill me.
Yeah. Basically, worst case scenario.
So I take her to go get a pregnancy test. I'm like, hey, whatever you want to do. Like, I was like, bro, I remember like I remember this day specifically because it was also the day that Vampira died. Vampira, who I have tattooed on my leg, old horror host. Anyway, I was having a horrible day. And she told me, yeah, she's pregnant and all. And I'm like, I'm having a talk with her parents and oh my God, her parents and her parents had just fucking split up. And it was like this. Oh, it was horrible. So I'm talking with them on the phone. I go out, I pick her up, I get a pregnancy test. We go into a fucking Dunkin' Donuts so that she can pee on this pregnancy test.
This the one by the Grange?
Yes.
Yeah. Because where
Yes.
you can get a pregnancy test? So
Yep.
Happy Harry's like
Harry's
right to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Within walking distance.
Yep. And so she takes the test or whatever. She's not pregnant. We really didn't have sex that much, and I always used a condom, and I never inside. When we were still like together, like inside. Like I never finished or anything. So because I was extra fucking scared of that stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, maybe pre-cum got out of the condom and it leaked through, and the particles got. I'm freaking out, like, and she goes, yeah, I was never pregnant. I lied. Then she explains to me I lied because I was mad at you.
I was upset.
And yeah, dude, she's a cool girl and everything. She wanted to like fucking scare me at the time.
Doesn't sound very cool.
Sounds like her dad did more damage.
No, your daughter is what 15.
Yeah,
and she's pregnant. Like, your brain is going, I have to beat up whatever male did this to her. So I can understand. But she lied. I mean, she told me she lied and everything. And I wasn't like super mad or anything. I was just like, okay, I'm going to take you home now. But I just remember like, it's funny. Like, I don't want to get too serious on this podcast, but I feel like, a lot of us here might have a good point of view of all the stuff a lot of guys never talk about when they're younger. Like the shit that like we go through, not that like, nothing like traumatic, but there's all these weird. So Liz and I, my wife Liz, Liz and I, we were having this conversation, and we were talking about there's a dominant motorcycle club in our area, and I've been wearing jean vests for a long fucking time, and I have patches and pins all over, and I also ride a motorcycle. And she's like, why don't you wear your vest on your bike? And I was like, because I was like, listen, I was like, if I do that and I get stopped by the club, like, I'm going to get fucked up. And she's like,
they'll either flag you down or they'll follow you somewhere.
And they will. They really will.
And they could follow you home or something.
She doesn't understand that, like, and she's like, well, you shouldn't have to be afraid to wear. And I was like,
sadly, we are though.
I was like, Liz, look, I'm not afraid to wear what I want to wear out or whatever. It's different. Like if I'm on the bike, I was like, I don't even want the conversation to occur.
Yeah.
Because I've dealt with that club before, and they'll pick a fight no matter what. Like they
just want to fight.
It's part of it's their duty. I mean, like they have to be like dominant. It's a bunch, it is a bunch of bullshit. But I'm like, if it's like, I was like, if it's me 1-on-1 with a guy, like I might win, I might lose. If it's me against 2 or 3 people,
no way.
I'm 130 pounds. I'm gonna lose that fight
get
all because of a fucking jacket I wanted to wear. Like it's just, and she's like, well, she doesn't get it. I'm like, Liz, as a male, no matter where I go, no matter what I'm doing, if I'm with you, if I'm with my friends, there's always another group of males that want to fight or beat me up or want to make eye contact or want to show off. Like, it's just everywhere you go. It's like that.
That's why there's certain bars I avoid.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been way too many times, like especially when we were like younger, like going to bars, people would just start fights with us. Pick fights with us for no reason whatsoever.
Who was us? Just the alt kids?
It was mainly like when I'm out with like with Breeden and like all them, like 'cause that's who I was like going to bars with and
like
stuff.
So like yeah,
because
like,
everyone I know actually in music is straight edge for the most part.
Like band T-shirt people.
Yeah, but still like more alternative looking like people.
Oh, dude, when I was like a young punk, like especially with the mohawk and my spiky jacket and stuff,
fucking target
people
on your head, dude.
Dude, not only would I get I've gotten jumped. People would drive by and throw glass bottles at me. One guy was driving around Main Street throwing like pennies at people. But he would come by and me and like my friends, they'd either throw bolts at me, screws at me, whatever they could get their hands on. what else? Everybody yelled, call me the F word, like stuff, get pushed around, slammed into shit just for the way I looked, like whatever. And
That
I
shit
just
stinks, dude.
it's stupid, but as a guy, you just like that's just kind of part of being a guy. Like you just kind of fight all the time until you are in your late 20s, and everybody just like chills out or whatever.
I had it coming from two. I had it
Depending
coming.
on
Well,
where
You're
you
right.
are,
You're
yeah.
right. Well, that's what I was talking about with this club thing. When look, like I want to ride my motorcycle. I wear what I like to wear and everything. But it's like, why even get involved with that bullshit? There's always more of. They always travel in packs. There's always more of them than there are me. Like I don't really ride with. None of my friends really ride. So it's like it's just me. And I'm not saying they're all bad guys. Like I know one of them personally, and he's a great guy. It's just why the fuck? I don't know.
it's just machismo bullshit.
It is. I don't like that shit, dude. I don't like that toxic masculine bullshit. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's rampant with those
I always
people.
I do try to explain that to Liz. Liz is the type of person who goes like, "Well, things shouldn't be that way," and I'm like,
a lot of things shouldn't be a lot of
You
ways.
are 100% right. Things shouldn't be that way.
However,
But that's I'm the kind of I'm on the opposite end where I go, things are this way, and we can try to work to make things better, but until then, like I'm not gonna get fucking shot over
No.
something fucking dumb.
you could easily just avoid it.
Right. It's not. Yeah.
Like I don't need to appear like I'm wearing a top rocker on a motorcycle. I
Right.
don't want it.
Exactly. I don't even want to look like that.
No,
Because
it's-
like I don't really like the culture of that.
no, it's simply just doing due diligence.
Yeah.
It's or being informed even.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's too like the reason I avoided like hardcore scene and all that shit too. We've talked about this before, but I mean, well, first of all, I got jumped at a hardcore show by a hardcore gang just for looking a certain way. You've told the story on the podcast. Like you've been hurt.
I've dealt with it.
Yeah. Like I'm sure you've been in the same situations, and I love punk rock and hardcore music and all that stuff, but it's like there's so much, and maybe, and you're probably, obviously more than I do, is a lot of that toxic masculinity shit still in there, or is it a lot of it gone now?
No. I mean, it's always been slowly on its way out.
Okay, good.
The people who even did that shit, even back then, those people were outliers. Like what happened to you, even that long ago, those people were outliers.
See, it was because at the time it seemed like they were the mass population of it. Like it went from a bunch of weirdos like me going to the shows at the Grange, and everybody was like weird and silly and fun, tight pants wearing whatever, all dye our hair black, no racism, no fucking, and then these fucking big jocks, fucking assholes just started filling that place up, dude. Like I remember the change. And I was like, dude, this sucks now.
Well, I think the only posit I could possibly make is that some of those elements, if you will, those groups of people, if you will, were established with the purpose of weeding out dangerous people and racists from the hardcore scene.
Sure. Yes.
So I think they have a propensity, or had back then, a propensity to be anti-punks and anti, like, I don't, like, anybody who didn't fit in, they'd be like, what's up with that skinny guy with the fucking black, like,
right.
just, so I feel as though what happened to you, again, is an outlier situation, and the most dangerous person in the world, this goes across any group, period. The most dangerous people in the world are wannabes.
Yeah, I agree.
Not actual gang members, not actual murderers,
Right.
not actual whatever you may call it. Wannabes are
Yeah.
dangerous. No, mafia,
Yep.
same thing.
Yep.
It's not anybody who's connected or whatever the fuck, or has actually does have family members who are
Right.
whatever, you would never know. And you're not
Yeah.
supposed to.
Right.
The people who are dangerous are wannabes who have something to prove for whatever reason that may be. And those are the people who cause the most trouble across the board.
Yeah, I 100% agree, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck. Anybody have a stressful work week? I know I did.
I trained a new guy.
I have a new guy. We have a new guy in our shop too.
Are you training him?
He's shadowing. He was, but like
Okay.
I wasn't trained. Like it was dropped on me that like, oh, you're training this guy. Pretty much,
As
but
it is.
Damn.
I was, because I was only in shop for 2 days this week, and then I was on site the other 3 days. But when I got there, I was like, oh, there's like this new dude. And I'm like, hell yeah, we need techs, we need people. That's awesome. And then I went in to go work on a rack that was supposed to be installing this week anyway, but it's still in the shop because like there's a bunch of changes made to it. And I was like, cool, I get to put my headphones in and
Focus.
oh yeah, this is
And then
I'm blanking on his name. Fuck, I feel so bad, but
his name's New Guy.
Yeah.
For lack of a better
this is
name.
new guy. And he is shadowing you today, and I'm like, man, it just messed the whole vibe up.
It's always when you want to get some shit done that a new person pops up.
Well, 'cause it was-
always.
We didn't have to do much. Like, my other coworker already got like most of the stuff like switched out, moved around, and kind of good. Like to the point where like it's almost ready. We just got to tweak it. And dude, I spent like, I want to say it was like 6 or 7 hours of my day. No, that was definitely like 7.
So
It was like 6 or
overwhelming
7,
yeah.
yeah, because I got there at 6, and I was like, yeah, there's nothing, I don't know what to do yet, so I just kind of like started working on training and cleaning up some other stuff really quick just for the first hour. And yeah, the rest of my day was with him, and I'm like, dude, I would have been done in like 3 hours, like half the time. Yeah, it's
One of these days, though.
It is what it is,
Yeah,
but-
it'll benefit you eventually.
yeah, eventually, like, yeah.
Will it eventually pay its dividends?
No, like
We'll
it's still got done. Like the quoted time frame was like it'll be done Thursday. Like we got it done Wednesday by like 2:00. So like that was cool. Like it was good to go. But
Yeah.
it was just like I could have done that and then like moved to this. There's like other things, and then we could have started like a bigger project, but we didn't. And we'll see, because I'm not going to be in shop for a while. So
Oh yeah, you've got that fucking annoying project coming up for the next couple weeks, I think.
yeah, it was scheduled. It was on my book for 3 weeks, but now it's just 2 weeks, and I'm just annoyed that it's. They want us on site like after hours, so it's 4 p.m. to midnight, and like I just within like waking up at 5 a.m. the last couple like probably like month and a half to 2 months, like I got so used to like getting out the door by 5:30 and like getting to work early and leaving early, and I'm like so stoked on it, and like I'm trying to do it as much as I can.
Hell yeah.
And now I gotta get to work at 4
Oh.
p.m.
Oh.
4
I was like
p.m.
4
to
a.m.
midnight, so it's like
PM.
fuck, like.
So now your sleep schedule is going to be flipped on its head.
Yeah, because when this is done, I got to go back to Lehigh, which means I got to, again, leave my house between 5:15 and 5:30, because that's an hour and a half drive. Yeah, it's going to suck, but I'm okay with it.
Christ on a cracker. Fuck that.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't heard that for a while. How was your training new guy experience?
Well, he's a big, beautiful Adonis.
Okay.
So that
What?
helped. He's nice to look at. He has a great voice. So he's great on the phone. What we do in the accounting department, what we do with the freshest blood, if you will,
Okay.
you get assigned to phone calls. So it's your job as as AR to do collections.
Yeah.
So my higher ups want that to be heavily driven on the phone. They want people on the phone making a personal connection with customers.
Okay.
Because when they think company name, they want to say service or customer service rather. So his job, like I taught him like this, that, and the third about daily processes and like how to find what you're looking for, how to sort your list of shit to do and go in order, and just basic training shit. And I was also, of course, as soon as crunch time happens, we're working on the month end close for January. New guy starting right next to my desk, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll do it. But he worked in the same field as us previously, so he has a lot of experience doing the shit that we do for our customers, just with a different business. So he jumped right in, and he was so good that yesterday we found out they're bringing him on full time, because he was just going to be part time.
Oh, that's pretty sick for him.
Yeah, he fit right in, and like he was so good right off the bat. Thank fucking God we were able to bring him on full time, and now we can actually start getting good shit done. Like I can do actually like top level accounting shit like I've been being taught, like closing the books for the business and like balancing accounts and like and eventually I'm going to get trained on like doing accounts payable shit too, which more duties, which hopefully means more money someday too. But
one would hope.
Yeah, one would hope. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it was a lot to absorb in 5 days for sure.
Excellent.
That was my week.
Dude, the other day I went to go do some really simple work on this bird that's downed right now for like a bunch of stuff. And I try. So there's this like, I went to go just change batteries, which is a whole fucking process, but it really never takes me more than like 10, 15 minutes just because of all the things I have to unhook and all this shit. So I go to try and open up this battery box. It's like a black box that has a cover that has 4 screws, but they're not real screws. We call them turn lock screws. You just turn them real quick and they pop out. Gotcha. Yeah. So one of them is broken. So I can't like get this cover off all the way. It takes me like an hour to get this fucking cover off. Like everyone tried. And then I finally kind of figured out how to do it, and I had to pop this thing. Anyway, I got it off. The batteries inside had exploded.
Oh, man.
Which, like, a while ago. First of all, there's battery acid everywhere, and it corroded the actual battery box.
Mm-hmm. And it gets that weird, like, brown salt shit on it and shit.
Yeah.
But worse, probably.
Fucking... I can't say, like, names or anything, but you can see a paper trail of people who supposedly did the work last time.
Yeah, because you have to log the shit that
exactly. You do. Even battery changes, you have to log every little thing you do. So those batteries are supposed to be changed every 6 months.
Accounting is, not to interrupt, but
no, it's okay.
Accounting is so similar because anything that's done with any penny, you can see the paper trail. So same thing. Like so, no matter what it is, I can tell what went on.
Well, so I go in there and I'm like, oh my fucking God. Like there's fucking battery acid everywhere. So now this job that was supposed to take me 10 minutes is taking me, everything took 4 hours because I have to clean up all the acid, scrape all the corrosion out of this battery box. You can't have corrosion on a bird. Like corrosion, like we have to do these fucking like seminars about corrosion every year for just like hours about how much money the Army loses in corrosion and how much they deteriorate, which is like, it's true. Everything gets corroded, but it's like, this is a stupid thing. So I look at the name and I'm like, okay, this motherfucker didn't change the batteries 6 months ago.
Clearly.
They said, I guarantee they couldn't get that cover off because the thing was busted and they didn't spend more than whatever, than the normal 5 minutes amount of time. And they said, fuck it. And they just checked their name and it was all good to go. And oh my God, bro, I was so fucking mad.
And this is a person who's currently there still?
I don't want to say who it is.
So you,
but I will say it's a, yeah, it's a person that does not do their job properly.
Yeah, in theory, you could walk over and be like, Smith, what the fuck were you doing? Nothing?
I can't do that because I haven't been there.
Because
yeah, because I've only been there for like just under a year. But
so you just have to fucking take it.
You just have to take it. Yeah, you have to just take it. Fuck. But I'm talking about it and everybody's like, oh no, I'm so surprised. Like yeah, just because it's so yeah. So anyway, it would fucking sucked. I had it was a stressful week. We had a mission going out. I think I was texting you. Remember? I had to stay late. I had to go in on the weekend and stuff because we had a mission that was headed out, and we needed to prep for that. And only me and 2 other people were able to make it. So I was there on Saturday.
Is that another reason?
I was there late the other night. Yeah, everything was just like one thing after another. Well, yeah, that's right, because we hung out on Saturday. Yeah, it just like it was just nonstop. Like there was always something to do, and we're short staffed as it is, like anybody.
Plus, you're waiting on those stinking pilots.
Well, yeah. Plus, we are always waiting on pilots. It's funny. So people at my work are starting to discover the podcast now. Like it's like hitting like a wave, and like people, like my friend keeps coming up to me. He's like, "Dude, I'm on episode 19. This is so funny. Like it's funny when I'm staring at you and I'm hearing you talk in my headphones,
but
like,
you're like fucking like
yeah." He's like, "It fucks with me. We gotta have him on the podcast."
Schedule it.
So I got a buddy who's a bartender. And he was talking about, he also works where I work and he's a bartender, and he has like 2 kids now and shit, and he needs like the extra money. So he was talking about like somebody rubbed him the wrong way at work and he's thinking about, getting out of there. And I was like, yeah, dude, these employers, they treat you like shit and they have nobody, and they're like, well, we're paying you $2.30 an hour. I don't understand why you're upset. It's so fucking insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God, service industry is trash, dude.
What were you saying?
I had a joke and I lost it.
Oh,
but
shit.
it's all good. No, it's all, I didn't want to interrupt because the story was
dude,
good.
Got to get him in when you can, man.
Yeah, you can interrupt me. It's really
true.
okay. I do not
Especially
care
for a joke.
I do not care about being interrupted. I do have a really funny fucking thing to say after you go.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say like just the whole pay thing, and then just I don't know. I can't like really like put it in the words, but it's nice to see like a bunch of people kind of like abandoning the service industry and retail and all of that. Like I just got another good friend of mine that worked at Vans that finally left, and I don't know. I'm like, another one's free. Like,
yeah, dude, fucking
like,
pay people more.
It's like awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, well, he made out like okay. Like, instead of giving him like, they didn't really ask him to move, but like, kind of asked him to move to a different state and like a new different market. Yeah,
they had him move.
And they gave him a pretty decent pay bump. Instead of like giving him like a package to move and all that, which like that's something I got like when I got promoted. Like they gave me some money to move out to Ohio, which was nice. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just stoked on that. Like it's just seeing it more and more, and I'm seeing other people that are like in other parts of retail, and like talking to other friends that are in retail, that are just like, they just had a kid and they're like, dude, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like,
I was listening to the Tim Dillon Patreon episode either I think last week or the week before's episode, and he was talking about this very thing, the amount of people who left the service industry because of the pandemic and didn't come back.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was something like 50%.
It's bonkers.
My entire like I already kind of had like a small disdain for like people and like just like
same,
especially like just people who just don't know how to treat other people like in public, especially like when they're doing
when
something
they
for
leave
them,
their
like,
house.
and it didn't happen to me a lot. It was just like I would see it like from afar in other stores or like just walking around and stuff like that. But like I don't know, just seeing like after the pandemic, I was like, dude, this is just fucking insane.
Everyone lost their goddamn
like,
minds.
oh my god. Everyone just became monsters.
I was about to say that.
They really
I don't know what happened to like, we got forced to stay home for a couple weeks, and then now no one knows how to act in public.
Dude, the boomers fucking discovered YouTube, and it was all over from there.
That's how conspiracies happen.
So-
that's why conspiracy got big.
I do. It really is.
I know we talked about it once before.
It really fucking is, because people would rather believe conspiracies than what's actually happening in the. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole.
It's like a weird coping mechanism, I think.
My other friend who's a bartender, their other bartender who was already a piece of shit showed up coked out and drunk the other day.
Classic.
So they got fired. And this person got so upset. This is so fucking petty, bro. They like stormed out and yelling and arguing with people and calling them names. And then they took a permanent marker. And servers have iPads now. They took one of the other servers' iPads and wrote their name begins with an M. They wrote a giant M in Sharpie on the person's fucking iPad. What a douchebag, bro.
It does clean off.
Yeah,
that's like
idiot.
I've
sick,
met this
dude.
fucking guy
Alcohol
before.
wipes exist.
He's a man bun little bitch, bro. He sucks, dude.
Wimp.
Yeah. Oh, so for the audience listening, I cut Mikey's hair
Yes.
last weekend. Did your girl like it, or did she like? Yeah, you could be honest. Like, yeah.
So I think she learned a lot. I was talking to her
Really?
about it.
I
She
was
was
about
like,
to ask that because
It
she
was-
came to observe.
yeah. The main thing, I don't know what any of it means, but like how you were saying, like you don't go as high with
Yeah.
like whatever line for fading. And
Yeah.
I don't know what you were saying, but that was, I think, her biggest eye opener is what she was telling me.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I like it when I get to exchange notes with cosmetologists.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool.
I will say afterwards, she went down a rabbit hole of just like watching barber like videos
Really?
and like
Yeah.
looking at like she saw this one thing that's it was like a comb, but it's sorry, it was a comb, but it's also like a guard all in one, and like she was watching this dude use it as like a quick way to like just kind of like
Okay.
I don't know, comb the razor, whatever the hell it is.
Come over again and not like
No,
dude,
she was just going down the rabbit
no,
hole. Of,
I
like, everything,
know.
yeah.
It's a lot of like there are so many mistakes like I watch people do because they'll try and copy a YouTuber or an Instagrammer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
don't ever do that. Those people look like they make a lot of money. I promise you, they don't.
Yeah.
When you're good at what you do, like you don't have to put it on YouTube.
No,
No, it's-
there's
Yeah.
you're busy because your line is so long or whatever.
Right, exactly.
You're so
Yeah.
booked out. It's the
Exactly.
same thing with tattoo artists, I think.
Oh,
kind of.
most certainly, yeah. Because people
At the same time, though, like so much of that business is visual.
with
Yeah.
tattoos, it's a little different because
different.
the traffic isn't as. Like, I'm not saying they don't have a ton of people. They do, but their art takes so much longer than a haircut. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'll see 15 to 20 people in a day, or I used to see 15 to 20 people in a day, whereas they're seeing two. Yeah,
2-3 tops.
Yeah, so my wife is training to be a tattoo artist right now. I think she's going to be great at it,
I was gonna
doing what,
say, yeah.
because she's good at building those relationships with people. Like I was the opposite. Like I was horrible at that side of it.
You were just surgical, like get in, get out. Good job done.
No, I was like, I built relationships with people, but it was based off of talking about me. Surprise, surprise. Like that's not like, I know it's like fucking stupid, but like they mostly wanted to hear my stories. Especially at the time, my life was like all over the place, dude. I was all fucked up
Yeah,
for a
that's-
while.
That's why also why people watch television though.
I agree.
You know, like it's
I
to
agree.
get away from their own life and kind of
Yeah,
like have like an escape and just
It's a great fucking point.
But I
your
don't-
life is more fucked up than mine.
exactly,
oh, this is great.
dude. But I don't think
no.
people genuinely liked me. You know what I mean? I think they just like they're never like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see the barber. I love that guy. They were like,
they like the idea of you.
exactly, yeah. They liked like the stories and the weird shit, but they didn't actually like me. And I truly didn't like any of them. Like they're, like that's why I was asking your girl, like, hey, are you at that point yet where somebody walks in the door and you're automatically upset, even though that's how you make your money?
Yeah, whatever. No, she'll like look at her book at home and she'll go, fuck. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm like, what? She's like, this motherfucker is on my book and blah, blah, and like we'll just go down the rabbit
It's a
hole
whole
of
fucking
why it's like,
balayage.
like why it's awful. And I'm like, well, paying the bills.
Yeah, I know. It is. That's what pays the bills, but it's like, oh man, there are just some people you just can't like. I got to that point where I was like, if I see this fucking guy one more time, I'm gonna leave. Like I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna throw a chair through the fucking window and then hopefully cut my neck on the glass on my way out. Like I get so depressed when people suck that much. It's like the battery situation. I was like, you really couldn't do this one fucking thing. I get so
they
fucking
couldn't.
mad. They really couldn't.
Truly.
They really couldn't. I cut my finger today. I cut it open on safety wire. It was super annoying because it's in a spot. It's in the crease, and I was doing this really difficult spot doing safety wire, and it just cut it right open. And I keep cutting it.
Is the safety wire aircraft cable, like the thick
It looks like steel
steel cable that's like used to like hold things in place?
Yeah.
We call it aircraft cable.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Why do you guys deal with that too?
Yeah, if we're doing like speakers and ceilings, sometimes like anything that's going in a ceiling, especially drop ceiling,
Yeah.
anything heavy, we always make sure we anchor something down.
Yeah. So that it's probably the same shit. It's like metal wire, and we have to twist it like this. So imagine. I think I explained this before.
Oh no, yours is like a thick steel cable. Ours is like twisted, braided.
No,
like,
ours is it's like braided, like it's like thin metal wire. You get it in a spool, and what you do is like imagine there's like 2 bolts, and the aircraft rattles so much that those can loosen over time. So what you do is they have little tiny holes in them, and you push the safety wire through, and then you have to twist it in a way.
You're talking about how like you're tightening it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then it has to go into the other bolt, and they have to pull each other in tightening directions so that they don't loosen. Anyway, there are some spots on an aircraft that are just really fucking hard to get to. So I was on top of the tail, and I'm over like leaning this way. I would love to bring you guys to work one day if I ever can, just so I can show you that.
I would love that.
It's literally like I'm
entertaining.
I'm rock climbing all day long because I'm climbing all over this thing. We all are, like,
which is really funny that like OSHA standards don't take place in the military. Like, because if I was on a job site and had to like climb up a wall just to like put a ceiling speaker in, or like just like pull a cable through like some tile, dude, my God.
So we
I wouldn't have a job.
Safety standards, but it's like, and I think they're all. Didn't a guy who worked for OSHA just fucking die? Like
maybe.
So we have safety people that come in every year and give us these like really long, elaborate, presentations and all that shit. And he talks about how many people die a year, and OSHA just like is like, fuck it, like we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing because it costs less to lose the people than it does to just hire the lawyers or whatever.
It does.
Yeah,
that is cheaper.
That is sad.
Or whatever. Yeah, it's just like we just pay the families off, and then it's so.
Fuck.
I know, dude.
It's dark.
Dude, yeah, companies don't give a shit about you.
No.
That's evident in the last couple of weeks.
Well,
like,
my buddy at work put it a good way. He was like, "Look, dude," he's like, "You can get out of the army or whatever." Because I always contemplate, like, should I leave the army? Like, do I want to do this anymore?
He's like, chair through a window.
Yeah, but he's like, look, you can get out of the army or whatever. But he's like, any company you go to doesn't give a shit about you.
No.
But the army at least has to pretend to give a shit about you on paper, so everything has a paper trail, and they have to abide by like all these certain standards, so that if you get hurt or when you get hurt or whatever, that you get paid out in a certain way or whatever, you get disability, all this shit. Whereas other companies, they just do not fucking care about you.
Yeah, you're much more expendable.
Yeah,
actually, expendable in a different way, maybe.
That's what I like about this podcast. So typically
it's expendable.
No. What I'm saying is like typically we like, especially like the three of us, like we listen to podcasts that are like, I listen to like horror podcasts and stuff, but like typically the podcasts that are really popular are run by comedians, right? But comedians don't have jobs that are unsafe. That's a 9 to 5 that you do every day. Now I'm saying their job is hard. Like I don't just, it's
not to take away from the
at all. Entertaining is fucking hard. Doing it for a living is 0.1% of people that try make it.
You'll also hear them constantly say that they can't believe that they do this for a living because it's so different than a regular job.
But you also hear them say, "Thank God I don't have a regular job."
Oh yeah.
Musicians are all the same way. Like I couldn't do a regular job, and it's like being a comedian or being an entertainer in general, it is like it's taxing. We've all been there. Like we've all done. Like I've done. We've all
put our time in.
Yeah, and it is. It's hard on the body and stuff or whatever. But like, dude, like this is fucking labor work. Like this is fucking work that I do, and it's what I like about this podcast is like we don't bring comedians and stuff. I mean, I would like to have a comedian on or whatever just to get a different perspective. But I also love having exotic dancers on and people that do fucking speaker wire or like you do accounting. Like those are things that normally nobody who doesn't do those things has any idea.
We're just regular people.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this podcast.
Just guys being dudes.
Couple white guys on a podcast.
It really is a couple of white guys on a podcast.
Much like every other podcast.
Right, like every fucking podcast.
Nah, fuck that shit. Our numbers for whatever they are, like we're a brand new show, but like I was looking at our 2022 Wrapped, and we put in like 90, like we were in like the top 97% of like content put out, and like all this other cool shit that I'm like, see, like it is a podcast, but it is different.
Oh yeah, I've never seen another podcast like ours where we talk about work.
No.
Yeah.
No, and especially like bringing like people on to talk about
Yeah.
work. That's
I
why I
fucking-
think
it's
I
so
said it last
entertaining to
week.
me.
Like just having like a new person on every week.
I would love to have somebody on every week.
It would be sick because you'll keep the momentum going, and like you'll keep like new stories coming in, and then again there's how you want to get more reach, like they share the video
It's
and
new
they're
eyeballs.
friends. Yeah, new eyeballs on the show. But
Yep.
I think it's always like you guys are entertaining to watch and listen to, like by yourselves.
Don't
But
mind
We
like
try. But
every
it's-
time you have somebody
Little old
else
me.
on, it like gives you guys something to talk about. And,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it gives you guys new perspective and questions and
Well, we were talking
new
about that.
stories just pop in your head. Like, oh my god, I remember the
Remember
one
the
time.
time?
Yeah,
It is weird to unlock a memory. Like that's God.
you did it to me last week.
Yeah.
with that cartoon movie. I can't remember the name.
Cartoon
of it now.
All Stars? Is that what we were talking about? The one where the guy does drugs and he becomes like a zombie, or I don't know. I could talk about cartoons for a while.
No, it was a movie. It was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but
Oh, it was Cool World.
Cool World, yeah.
Fucking Cool World, dude. Love that movie.
forgot about that
You
movie.
can't fuck a tune.
Yeah. Or whatever. Brad Pitt, young in that. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of guests, we've got some fucking dope guests coming up in the next couple weeks.
I'm excited.
I'm psyched about it.
Yeah. I have a couple people that are going to come on as well from my work.
Let's schedule them then. Let's
Dude,
do
I've
it.
been fucking trying. We're at that point right now where everybody's getting married and having babies. Like everybody's reaching that stage at my work. I'm like the
Yawn.
only one that's not having a baby right now. So
Are the rest of the people at your work like much younger than you, like the other soldiers were?
no,
Or
we're
they're just
all similar ages. I mean, I'm right in the middle. There's guys that are in their 20s and stuff. I'm in my 30s. Then there's guys that have been there for 20 years. So
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know.
I'm kind of an outlier too.
I think that's fairly normal for people our age.
Yeah, but I dread the thought of telling people that I do a podcast, or let alone the fact that I used to play music.
I think with
At work.
Yes.
Oh, see, I tell everyone everything.
No.
Yeah. I haven't there's only a couple people that have heard this podcast that I work with, like
So far.
mainly because like just taking a van to site, and I forgot I was listening to like an episode I was on like way back when, like
Oh, yeah.
so I was like, oh shit, what did we talk about again? Like just trying to like recap, like ugh.
It's hard to remember.
But I also
sometimes.
just like because I would listen to the show before, it would just always come on anyway, and I just let it ride. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm driving, it's just
Yeah.
drowning out the noise of
my thoughts. Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking
And
loud
it came
head.
on, and I didn't know it was on, and the volume in the van was low, and I was just like, all right, like we're going, blah blah blah. And he was like, is that you? And I was like, oh fuck yeah,
You're right, it is me.
This is my friend's like podcast, and like I just did an episode. They're like, oh cool, like you don't have to change it, and like I was like, yeah, you can check it out. They have other episodes if you want to like get on, like
and they actually listen to it. Wow.
yeah.
So shout out to our friend Jonas who's been on the podcast. He actually messaged me a good idea. He's like, hey, can you guys make T-shirts? I think it was something I said, or maybe you said it, because I forgot all about it. Like speaking of, you can't remember. One of us said, move up in the business, not the company. Maybe
I thought he said that.
No, I said it to him because he was talking about how he was good at what he does.
Man, he wants to make his own T-shirt. He can.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, dude, yeah, you should totally make that
Just take
T-shirt.
10% royalties.
But I can't remember who said it.
Yeah, give me a vig.
Yeah, but I was like, yeah, that's pretty.
Finder's
that's
fee.
pretty good. We got to get some.
That's a
thank
solid
you for
point,
your
though.
services T-shirts.
Fuck the company you're working for. Well, not every that's actually false. Not every company, but like if you're not getting the money,
These companies need to settle down a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Like why make
They've
things
had it
this-
too good for too
They
long.
really have, dude.
it's just crazy to me that like there's no way around it. It costs substantially more to hire somebody from outside than it is to promote internally.
yes.
Yes.
110%. But it's like I can just leave, go to this company and get that money, and what are you going to do? You're going to hire somebody at what I wanted anyway. So
Yep.
Yep.
and then on top of that,
So fuck yeah.
they're not going to know the people they're in charge of.
Yep.
They're not going to understand anything. That's going to take them a while.
But
They're
sometimes
not, they don't
that's
know the
what they
company.
want because
Yeah.
they go, oh, this person's leaving, but they see through my bullshit. This new person will learn to be like me.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
also when you train a brand new person, you can get away with that horse shit that you used to for a long time.
Yeah,
That's
true.
what I'm saying, dude. Like, God, it happens all the
But
time in my type of.
It just makes zero sense to me. Like I was talking to, it was Darian brought it up, and like we were talking about that. I was like, never really thought about like, I was like, obviously there's the job postings, if there's job postings involved, which when I was working for Vans, there's always a job posting. Like even if I knew like, oh, I'm promoting my floor soup to ASM, had to still make a job posting. Like that's just how it worked.
Floor soup is floor supervisor.
Floor supervisor.
I just never heard like the shortened term. I was like floor soup.
Floor soup,
Sounds
stock soup.
disgusting.
Yeah.
In an apartment building, a soup is a superintendent.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, just like there's that. There's the cost of if I like me having to like leave the store to go do like interviews and such like that. Like in the half hour to an hour that like I was sitting out and talking with somebody, like I could have done 10 to 20 cartons of shipment, or like my stock supervisor that I had to pull to like be on the floor so I could go do this interview could have done like
Same
I don't
thing.
know, like 7 to 20 like however like it would take, like
Yeah.
lost labor there, like lost productivity there, and then background checks, paperworks, like all that paperwork processing, more time wasted. It's just like it's just insane. And then on top of that, my old company would give us like free hours to train people like per position. Like sales associates get 8 free hours of training, and it was like 16 and then 30 and then 40 depending on positions. So all it means is like it doesn't go against like your sales to labor budget, which is like
Sure.
how we had it for like a little bit.
Back, like, before we get too far away from it, the thing that we said about moving jobs rather than being promoted internally.
Right.
My direct boss, my direct supervisor told me this like verbatim not that long ago, maybe a year ago. She said, never work for a company for more than 5 years because because with the skills that you've gathered and you've added to your repertoire and your resume, you can go and get a better paying job somewhere else.
Oh my God.
And I was
Never
like,
thought of
fuck,
that.
that's so true. And people who work in like big jobs in big tech companies do that like every 3
Big
years
jobs.
because
Oh, yeah.
they keep getting more and more and more
Yeah.
and more, and they keep going way more. Like the ceiling is like way higher or there's no salary cap involved because it's a brand new company.
Yeah.
And she also taught me to she said, every time I teach you something new, write it down and keep it on your resume for the future. So
Damn, dude.
like it's so interesting. I've never worked for anybody like that before, and I was so interested in but like at the same time I could stay with the company in theory, like as long as I
Yeah.
want to, but she also is empowering to us to be like, I'm gonna teach you a fuck ton more than like a couple years of accounting school will teach you in the first year that you're here.
Yeah.
Plus more after that. So take these skills, pad your resume, and like if you like if there's a good opportunity, go get it.
Yeah. Now, I would say like that's a good time frame, I think, to be with a company and like look for a promotion. Like if you're not promoted within like or outside of that, like within 5 years, then you need to go look for like another company that will give you what you're looking for. But that also comes down to like there's some people who sit there and do nothing at their job for 5 years and like, what the fuck? I've been here for 5. Like, where's my like?
They're waiting for the
But
promotion.
you don't
to fall
know,
from the
like
sky.
you don't know what you're doing. You don't like
Yeah.
at all. You barely know what you're doing at your current role. Like
you couldn't tell
you're
somebody.
fumbling.
You couldn't tell somebody what you do if they asked you the right way.
yeah, that's true. Which is an interview.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. What do you have to offer? Nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Offer. I hardly know her. Hey, Yeah.
I'm
R.I.P. Raquel Welch. Did you
Oh
see
yeah,
that?
the other day.
Fuck, dude, we lost a good one. She was hot for forever. For forever, dude. She was hot younger. She just kept getting hotter and then just stayed hot old. Just, I don't know, 1 million years BC, baby. Do you know who that is, right?
I know who she is.
Okay.
I mean, I'm so like, it's so interesting. I was just thinking about how we should talk about Raquel Welch like a minute ago.
That's funny. Yeah. I saw that. I was pretty sad. Actually, Rick put our friend.
Not.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No, but Rick
posted about it, and I was like, no
day.
fucking way. And then it's all over Reddit, like a lot of because I follow a lot of old movie things on Reddit.
I actually think I heard somebody talk about it at work today.
Interesting.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, dude, Raquel Welch. It's sad.
You actually had a good conversation at work?
No, I walked by. I walked by. The salespeople are always fucking chopping it up.
Oh, also, my heart goes out to the crash in Tennessee. The Black Hawk crashed. It was the Tennessee National Guard. They
You
crashed
told me
in
about that.
Alabama. Yeah, it's all over the news. We don't know what caused the crash yet. There's there's always an investigation that goes into it.
Probably didn't change the batteries.
No, God. No, I know that. Yeah, like I know that's like silly, but there's usually like it's usually pilot error, or mechanical.
Well, that's
error.
I know it was a bad taste joke, but like that was like a small thing that like the bird was already down, but like that person could be the reason that happened.
Oh no,
actually, you know what I mean?
I was texting Tom about it yesterday. I was like, I was texting him like, dude, it's so insane. What we do is we call it like we're always under live fire, like when we work on stuff, because no matter where you are, whether you're in the States or you're deployed, you can kill people if you fuck something up. And you're kind of right. Like like it wasn't the batteries.
No,
but it can be something that somebody said, fuck it. That shit never goes bad or whatever, dude.
Sign my name.
It's just really,
and that's the one time it does go bad.
I have a friend in the Tennessee Guard, and I texted him to see what was going on, but I haven't heard anything, so I hope he's okay. It's fucking bonkers, dude. It crashed like near sort of like a neighborhood.
Now with something like that, like because you guys are so stringent on taking logs of like this is what we checked and this is when we checked it.
Yep.
I'm assuming after you do an investigation, you're going to find out what failed, what the issue was, and if it happens to become a mechanical error, like they're going to go check those logs and they're going to find that somebody bullshit. Like, how bad could it be for somebody that's in that position if you can?
Oh, you mean like accountability wise?
Yeah, the accountability on that end. Like how?
So let me think. So if somebody did everything they were supposed to do and the thing failed, it's almost like, they can't get in trouble.
Well, they would have to investigate that person.
But somebody, and I hate to say this, but with the military, they really try to make somebody take the fall for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Or like, the Kobe Bryant, when he died in the helicopter crash. Well,
Kobe died?
Yeah. But we had to do we got a presentation on that. And they were talking about what happened, and
that was pilot error, wasn't it?
It was pilot error. It's something called spatial disorientation, where you all of a sudden you don't have any idea where you are. You start spinning, and and that's why you have co-pilot and stuff. It happens to every pilot. It's just in that case, it was cloudy that day. The pilot lost track of where he was at and just fucking started spinning and didn't realize he was spinning. And then they.
Did he have no co-pilot?
He did. Did he have a co-pilot?
Because it was like a small chartered helicopter,
I don't think
wasn't
he
it?
had a co-pilot. No,
it might have been like a private pilot that
it
he
was,
had,
and he had flown with that guy for years.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
But the guy, just dude, it's really sad because at the end of the day, we're all human. It's not like we're programmed. I mean, we sort of are in a way. Like we're programmed to do all the right things, but then it gets cloudy. And then you're like, fuck, well, I can't see. It's so crazy. You have 1 million instruments in front of you that do the things sort of for you, But at the end
For
of
the
the day,
most
if you
part.
can't fucking see where you are, that first thing, if your windows aren't clear or clean or something's going on, you can fucking crash. It's so wild when that happens. Did you guys ever read Isaac Asimov growing up or anything like that? Like any older?
I don't even know who that is.
Is the guy that wrote like I Am Robot or I, Robot and all that shit? No. Anyway, Isaac Asimov was like a famous science fiction writer, and he had this great story called The Rain. It's a short story. You looking for the bathroom?
He knows where it is.
Oh, you got to go downstairs for that, buddy.
I got thrown off by the gate.
He's
Oh,
got to
true.
pee.
He's taking a wizard.
Whoa. Don't whiz on the electric fence. Remember that?
Sounds
That's
familiar.
that's from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh.
Don't whiz on the electric fence. Okay, so I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Well, it started with spatial awareness, clean windows,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And then, wow, yikes, stripes.
way to go,
I
Mikey.
truly don't remember what I was talking about. And it was I was going to make a really important point.
Jamie, roll it back, please. Oh wait, I don't have Jamie.
Let's see. Spatial awareness, spatial disorientation, windows being clean. I started talking about. It's gone. It's completely gone, bro. Yikes. That's sad.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Well, he didn't have a co-pilot.
I don't know. Wow.
There's somebody he flew with for years.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, Isaac Asimov.
Isaac Asimov.
Famous science fiction writer, old school science fiction writer. You know, a lot of the things we know today are because of Asimov's. In fact, he wrote Blade Runner.
Okay.
Electric. Well, do androids dream of electric sheep? Is Isaac Asimov right? No, that's Philip K. Dick. My bad. That's Philip K. Dick. But anyway, Isaac Asimov wrote a story. It's called The Rain. It's a short story. Basically, all these things in a kitchen are going off. The toaster's going off. Well, then the toaster doesn't stop. The smoke is going off. All this fucking shit starts like happening automatically in a kitchen. This person, whoever owns the home, isn't home, and the house catches on fire, and everything's burning down. All the machines are failing, and they're exploding, and they're burning down all over the place. And it starts raining outside, and the rain puts the fire out, just to show you that no matter how many fucking machines you have or whatever, nature is still like king. Yeah, I always thought that story always stuck with me. I always thought it was very interesting.
Yeah. That's a good story.
What's funny about that is Black Mirror being like popular.
Oh yeah.
I've been seeing like a lot of videos online where like some new tech or something with like tech algorithms and like security, whatever it might be.
AI
in general
God, I
too.
don't wanna think about
Oh my God.
I fucking hate it.
I'll see like somebody's like, oh my God, it's like we're living in an episode of Black Mirror. It's like, oh my God, you completely missed the point of that show.
Yeah.
Like that's the point is we are too reliant on technology.
Oh my God, it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
Like we just keep inventing things. We'll never okay. You're gonna need like the car you need, even the fucking self-driving car, sure, because then it gets you a place safely, and maybe it's even better at being safe than you are as a human. But why?
Maybe.
Maybe. Sure. I know that there was that one guy that died with the because he fell asleep at the wheel with the self-driving car, and
There's
now
a bunch of stories of that.
Yeah, but why do we need the robots that talk to each other and learn? I just like, why do we even need that?
I don't know. Like that's some like end of the world shit.
I don't like it.
That's some Terminator shit.
I don't like it either. There's just a bunch of shit I don't know.
We are right around the corner of Skynet becoming aware too.
Oh, bro, I know.
Oh, speaking of
It's already, I mean,
like cars and technology, like how ridiculous it is to like was it BMW that was like they had a subscription service to have like heated seats, like features in your car or some shit.
Yeah.
Because like that's the thing. It's like most of these cars are like pumped out like the same exact vehicle, but like there's something in there, like a chip or like something that's not installed or wherever that's like blocking this feature. Like my car has all of the buttons for Bluetooth, no Bluetooth capabilities in my car. It's a 2013, but like it's because it's the base model, so like all it needs is like something plugged in or something activated on like the cars.
That is such
So
fucking
interesting.
horseshit.
Anyway, apparently people found out how to hack these BMWs
Oh,
to
sweet,
get
sweet.
fucking. It's like, and it just reminds me of like those stupid like pirate like commercials from back in the day on the DVDs. It's like, you wouldn't download a car, would you?
Yeah, dude.
Imagine
Oh, fuck.
you download a fucking patch for your car's Bluetooth off the Pirate Bay.
imagining just going to Google and typing in 2024 BMW heated seats.zip.
Ironically, takes you to a MediaFire link.
Yeah, my God. That's what I used to do back in the days, like type in
Yes.
album and then just MediaFire or
Oh,
.zip
my
or
God,
dude.
.rar. That's what it was.
So yeah, I remember that shit.
On
I
RAR
still
X.
buy albums though to this day,
Brag.
Yeah,
constantly, like all the time. But companies. I'm glad like companies caught on to that stuff so quick, and then now you have every streaming service available, which is great. Because now we have access to all these films like we never were going to get the rights to, and even the pirate sites could never get. You know? So I love it. I do.
Not
love that.
truly, no.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is like how streaming services too like killed cable.
Oh yeah.
And now it's
More
getting
or
to the
less.
point where like people are like, I would rather fucking have cable because there's so many different streaming services now, and it's just like I can't fucking keep track.
Oh,
All my favorite shows are going to somewhere else. Like,
yeah, I know. You never know where Seinfeld's going to be at.
Great
it's a
point.
show. I still got to watch that. I still got to. I have watched it. I know. But as far as what Tom is doing, like doing a deep dive and watching it start to
I
finish.
started at season 1, episode 1, and just went.
Bro, it's
It was one of those shows. It was one of those shows I watched, but like never watched like
Pay attention.
episode 1 through every single episode to the end. It's like I would watch like an episode here, an episode
I
there.
could do it again right now. I love Seinfeld so much. I know every episode. Like,
I'm about to turn that
Dude,
TV
I
on.
know,
right
dude.
now.
I just finished this like Sopranos finally.
oh, see, and
like,
I've never
a while
even.
ago.
I've seen like one episode. It like wasn't
Really?
even into
within
it.
this last year. I not even this
It
last
just
year. I
reminds
think
me
I
of my
watched the last. I think I watched the last couple episodes like 2 months ago.
Well, I'll raise this point as a proprietor of both of those series.
Yeah.
Seinfeld is the greatest television comedy sitcom of all time.
And
Agreed,
I guarantee
100%.
I would like it better now that I'm an adult than
You
when I was
will-
younger. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At this age, with your sensibilities, you would love that show.
Oh, yeah.
If you sit with it, just as The Sopranos is the greatest television drama ever made.
I bet it is. Honestly, I've just
I
never
can
watched it.
I can see that being like uncontested.
Did you guys like Sons of Anarchy or no?
It was good, not great.
There's a lot. So
Some of it was quite good.
I should also preface this too. I was like, there's a lot of shit talking last week on like Marvel movies and like all that bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not a movie buff. I'm not like a big person. Like I haven't been to a movie theater in probably like 2 years.
That's
If that-
insane.
Maybe longer, to be honest with you.
We
but,
go every week. That's crazy.
but like, there's a lot of TV shows too that like I really didn't like get into. I think like the last, probably Mindhunter was like the last show.
Love that
Oh
show.
yeah, that was
That,
good.
like,
Are they
came
ever gonna
out-
do another?
No.
It's in limbo
There's a stupid reason why too. It
because
sucks.
he was doing like another show or a movie or something, and then like some bullshit with a contract happened.
some
right?
weird dumb television shit happened.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of shows that like like critically acclaimed shows that everyone's like, oh my god, this is so sick. Like, yeah, I'm good. Like I just have there's like throw some at me. Let's see. Walking Dead. Nope.
Oh yeah.
Didn't watch it.
Poop.
With the meth show.
Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Didn't watch
I never
it.
saw that either. Yeah.
It's quite good.
I'm also not a shows person.
Yeah.
Liz and I watch a movie every night because we switch off movie nights.
Yeah, that's what like we pretty much should do. But we just go back and just watch like old 80s and 70s like 90s sitcoms. We'll just put those on.
Yeah, that's
Dude, it's time for
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
it is.
I
Time
mean,
for Seinfeld.
we could. Yeah, it's right in
just-
front of us.
Just do it. It's
What's
there.
it on?
I think it's,
It's on Netflix
still.
right now.
Oh, okay, then it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I can't because I pay for Hulu. My mom pays for Netflix.
You'll be all right.
But Netflix is starting to pull that like
I heard
they're
about
trying
that.
to move to that like this stupid thing where you have to like log out and log in with your internet every 60 days in order for it to recognize it as like a
So dumb.
secured thing. I don't know if they're really going to go through with it, but
I heard they received so much pushback on it that they recanted that.
yeah, because everybody would just probably say fuck it and leave.
Netflix has like God money now anyway. I don't know why they're being assholes.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like you've been having record years, year after year.
Yeah.
With
You've become-
only 3 people paying for your subscription service, like
Yeah.
in a zip code. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, Netflix has kind of like become television.
yeah.
Well, it's been that way.
Every
for a while,
every
too.
acclaimed series right now that people are like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. Like Stranger Things was one too, and
Oh
and
my
Mindhunter
God.
another one. Like,
Yeah.
two Netflix like series that like.
Bro,
I like not including what Queen's Gambit, wasn't that another one?
It was
Yeah.
massive. Yes.
House of
Black
Cards.
Mirror.
House of Cards. Remember that?
Black Mirror was
Black
another
Mirror
one.
was
Yeah,
massive.
Black
Even
Mirror.
though like season 3 kind of like,
I
think if I remember,
I saw like a couple episodes. So my favorite show of all time is the Twilight Zone, the original Twilight Zone, 1959 through 1963. And I watched Black Mirror, and I was like, oh, it's just like a shittier Twilight Zone. So I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's just, and I get it, and I know people are probably listening like, no, it's fucking that. Like, they're like screaming about it. They're like, no.
there's some shit that's like, there were some episodes I'm like, that's fucked.
It's mind.
Like-
It's way more mind bendy than Twilight Zone.
Like Bandersnatch was
I
fun.
disagree.
The Choose Your Own Adventure episode they did.
I didn't
like
try it.
movie. Dude, it was fun.
Me and my dad had a long-standing tradition of we watch Twilight Zone every Christmas Day.
Because they would do the Twilight Zone chain reaction on Sci-Fi Channel.
We what every year.
So
watched
my dad and I did the same thing, and we would tape them all. I was obsessed with it as a kid, and now I have all the DVDs because CBS put out every episode. I also have a companion book that goes along with it. So as an 8-year-old, I would sit in front of a VCR and a TV, and I'd go through and I would take notes on the episode in my companion book. I love that show, and it never gets old to me. And there's a lot of
So original.
mind-bendingly. It is original, especially for the time. Like they didn't. It's not like they like. You know how a lot of shows from that era too, like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like sugar coated things. Like Twilight Zone didn't.
It was kind of dark.
Dude, there's an episode where a guy, he wants to be in charge. He's like, I just want to be in charge for a day or whatever. He becomes Hitler for a day for
God.
but it's Hitler's last day alive, and he's trying to, and the war is ending, and his bunker's getting blown up. Dude, that show is brilliant. So Rod Serling, interestingly enough, he was in the 101st Airborne during World War II, and he he got awarded, I think, a silver medal, if I'm not mistaken, for he saved like a lieutenant's life or some shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and he hated war. Like, he never wanted to be a part of that shit at all. But he, at the time he was drafted. He's a fucking American hero, and he's also a brilliant. And he wrote most of those episodes. It was either him or Richard Matheson, who we all know from like I Am Legend and like fucking every tons of modern stories we know today.
Speaking of I Am Legend,
sequel?
I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that happening?
It is. Yeah. And then the director of that has a new movie coming out also. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure they're using it's about spiders, like a horror movie about spiders, but they're using real spiders in the film. Yeah, dude. So I was just reading about it. Fangoria, because I get Fangoria magazine, and then they send me emails on top of the magazine to update the horror fans about like what's coming out that's new, because a lot of the magazine has like new movies, but it also has mostly like old stuff. So
And the email blast is probably for shit that didn't make the cut. Into
pretty
the
much,
magazine.
yeah. It's
Smart.
like little snippets, and they'll show like behind the scenes of like makeup applications and stuff.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool. I love Fangoria. Yeah.
That's like one subscription thing that's like kind of cool is like, I don't know. I don't even know if you said it, but it just reminded me of just like like either podcasts or like YouTube channels or just internet personalities that are just like doing something. It's like, oh, like we do horror or we do like this.
That
and like
is
they give you
incredible.
extra content for like, hey, just donate whatever you want a month. So like we can just do this full time and have fun.
Yep.
And
And we'll
here's
put
a
out
bunch
good
of extra
shit for you.
content. Yeah, like
Well, the
there's a lot
internet's
that I
great
want to
for
do.
that,
I
dude.
do want to like join some of those, like just to.
It's worth it.
There's a lane for everyone now, which is what's great about the internet, but it also sucks because everyone gets a lane. Like all the bad people get a lane as well. And that
but
really sucks.
They're hidden.
here's
They're hidden away
the
in
good-
their corners.
It
Luckily,
does. It's kind of like
I
a
don't
double-edged
think they
sword
are.
because, like, yeah, they get their own lane to like spout their bullshit and like, quote unquote, recruit people, but it's also just
Yeah.
like they're outnumbered by people who think they're fucking stupid. And now you just, unless they're like completely anonymous, like who is on the internet these days?
I don't
like,
think
I
they're
don't
as.
think they're as outnumbered as you
I
think.
was just about to say
No,
I
I
really
know, but,
don't.
like-
Because now they have their own like social medias and all that.
Well,
like,
that's another thing too. Is like everyone's like, oh, I wish everyone would just go back into hiding. It's like,
No, that's a really bad way to
I think
be.
it's just,
Yeah.
I would rather know who the racist piece of shit is. That,
Yeah.
like,
I want it to be obvious.
than have them hiding.
I want them to be
That's
obvious.
kind of where I was getting with
Now,
that.
do you guys know how like inclusion is the here's why I think so many people from the past generations have such a problem with the way everybody's like, oh, everybody's a snowflake now or whatever.
Yeah.
Now every who the fuck said he was on the pot. Oh, it was Bruce. In fact, I was talking with Bruce the other day, and we were laughing about the fact that he was saying like, oh, a Marvel character is like every Marvel character is like gay and black now or whatever. And he was like, man, he's like, I said that on there and my wife winced when she heard it. He's like, no, I wasn't trying to be offensive. And I knew exactly what he meant.
I knew
where
when
it's
he was
like,
sitting there.
it was like Disney's just pandering to people to make
Yeah.
money. Yeah. We all fucking know it.
You know it.
Yeah, like we want everybody to be included, but we also want them to be a good character. We don't just want Disney to be like, yeah, sure, make them gay and black and people will buy it, because that's shitty. Make the people a good character.
I didn't
Make
watch that
quality
episode
first.
yet, but I'm assuming the conversation was like, there's already, gay or black characters in like comic books or like even probably in the Marvel universe. And, like,
Yeah.
just fucking use that.
Exactly,
Like-
dude. Like, just like, I don't remember where I was.
I'm assuming that's
fucking
where he was going with that, but like
Pandering.
Yeah.
just
I
like companies pandering.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Oh, fucking
Yeah,
hell.
honestly.
Company, that's the funny thing too is Disney will pander to the masses,
Dude, every
but
June,
not pay the people the money that
Yeah.
they deserve to do
you're
it.
right about
Yeah.
that.
every June, all the most evil corporations suddenly are covered in rainbow shit.
Damn it. I
Like-
just had it.
Like
That's my
banks.
favorite. I mean, it's
Oh.
every month.
Oh.
Every like
It's
thing
always
like that.
something.
Well, here's where I think the disconnect is. This was the point I was trying to make. I'm
Yeah.
forgetting all kinds of stuff today. It's been a long fucking week.
You scatterbrained Jane
I am,
today.
yeah, I also had caffeine, which I like never do because I had a soda when we were all out. And I'm like amped up as shit right now. Yeah, because
You're vibrating.
I never drink fucking soda. I'll have a ginger ale every once in a while on the podcast, but those are caffeine free. I think.
I think so.
Shit.
Yeah. What's up?
Now you just reminded me. I gotta have a conversation with Darian about like vibrations and frequencies and how that works. Because I saw a TikTok about it. I was like,
Sounds
shouldn't we hear that?
As long as you can fly in the clit, then you'll
It
be
sounds
fine.
yeah, it sounds like a behind closed doors
Yeah.
conversation.
No, it's like it's like spiritual, like
Sure.
cool, like shit like that.
That's cool.
So I think
Shit,
the
I don't
disconnect is the boomer generation and especially Gen Xers were taught tolerance, and our generation
It's
and of
taught inclusion.
inclusion, and as well as and especially the Gen Z Generation Z was taught inclusion, and I think that's where the disconnect lies because tolerance is very different than inclusion. Tolerance is, well, let me do my thing while you do your thing.
Yeah.
Keep your thing away from my thing. I'll keep my thing away from your thing. Inclusion is, let's all do these things together
because it's good.
Because it's good.
And don't bring that to the table. And
Well, and
And don't
think-
bring difference to the
yeah,
table.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So I don't think either one is perfect. I really don't, because like I think
there's a middle ground.
The truth
between
is
the
always
two.
somewhere in the middle.
yeah, because I think tolerance has its good things. Because like as liberal as we all think we are here in this room, or our friends, or our we're typically very liberal people, but there's always going to be one thing that irks us that might not be the, list of liberal thing like that we're supposed to believe in or supposed to say or supposed to do. There might be that one thing or two things, but we still tolerate it. And I don't think there's a problem with tolerance completely, but it also sucks when we want the world to come together more and everyone accept each other. And the people that go, and then you have the people that wouldn't normally be homophobic or wouldn't normally be racist. The inclusion doesn't work for them because they go, well, I was minding my own business, and now and I think that's why like people like Donald Trump like got that fucking reaction out of the boomers and out of the Gen Xers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was also, I saw somebody having a discussion about this, another podcast, that a clip came up. He how Donald Trump brought like either a third or fourth, I can't remember what, but like type of conservative into the voting field.
Oh, okay.
Where it was like you had your conservatives who were like super Christian and Christian core values and stuff like that, and then you had your conservatives who were anti big government and all that. And he's like, now you have like the Trumpers who are like a mix of kind of like that, but they don't know anything.
They're
about
the most
anything.
ignorant kind. Yeah.
And they just spout a bunch of bullshit, and then again, conspiracy thought just decided to run rampant in society. I don't know what happened with that.
Again,
YouTube I think is to blame.
I mean, it's not YouTube's fault.
YouTube.
It's the getting paid to have free time was the blame. I think Obama did that for the other side, because when Obama was running, everyone wanted to be on the liberal end of things and on the Democratic side, but they didn't really know anything either. Because in reality, now, like, I've talked about on here before, like, my wife is Mexican. Obama deported more fucking immigrants than any other president we've ever had.
Deporter in chief.
And
that's what they called him.
Yeah, dude. And
apparently.
And that was the Democratic way, according to his office. So I think everybody just wanted to be inclusive at that point so much that they forgot about like just normal American values, or which was we built this country on immigrant. Like, it's bonkers to me, dude. I don't want to get like super political on this podcast. It's not really what it's about, but I did want to bring up that point. It's just something I've been thinking about lately about inclusion. Thank you. I never thought inclusion and tolerance. I just think that's where the disconnect is, because if you talk to people, like my dad is a great guy, but Trump somehow awoke something in him that made some of the shit he says not so great. Or maybe not great to me, where we disagree. Because he really is, he's a great dad. He understands stuff fiscally, and I think that's why he liked Trump also. I think that's the most of the reason.
As a lot of people wanted to vote for Trump because they're like, oh, he's a great businessman. It's like, no.
He's not. He's a terrible businessman.
He presents himself as a great businessman.
He presents himself as a great business. You think he's a great businessman because he is born into money and has money.
Yeah, well, and that's
to mention his multiple bankrupt businesses.
He made it appear as though he was like multiplying money, but truth, just like the truth always comes out.
Dude, somebody at my work made a great analogy. It was 2 days ago. We were talking about the cops that just killed that guy recently, and he said, "Look, dude, do you know who a person that somebody makes $60,000 a year hates? They hate a guy that makes $30,000 a year." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, they go through a neighborhood, they make 60 grand a year." They look at a person who's poorer than them, who's making half what they make. They look more disheveled. They go, this motherfucker, he makes less than me. He's worth less than me, and I have to do this shitty job. And I was like, oh my fucking God, dude, because it's the people that, a lot of people that voted for Trump are poor white people that go,
well, he's the best thing. He's a great businessman. They go, I want to be him, but they put him in charge instead of being like, no, maybe I should work harder to be like him. Or not saying they don't work hard, but it's like
Owns the libs.
But yeah, fucking libtards. But
Christ.
I was like, Jesus, dude, you really like it. Just a simple thing like that. It really put it in perspective. It's like, yeah, the guy that makes $60,000 a year hates the fucking guy that makes $30,000 a year for no reason other than I make twice what this guy makes.
Yeah.
And he gets to do the same shit I do. It's wild, dude.
I said it before he was even elected. I was like, if he gets in office, it's just gonna change the landscape of politics. And I was hoping it would be for the better in the sense of like, maybe we can finally, maybe we'll shake the system up, and not saying like what he's gonna do is good, but like adversely do something he didn't want to do, which is actually bring the possibility of like having more than 2 fucking parties to vote for as like a president.
About to say that.
Like I thought more people were going to get fed up with with
system.
Republicans and with Democrats and go, you know what, maybe we should like look into these parties that we think are stupid.
Yeah, we got on one hand we had the biggest clown in reality television history.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, we have one of the most corrupt politicians who has ever lived.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I'm sick of like anytime I bring up Delaware, like, and this is because I moved back to Delaware and I'm going to have some pride of living in this fucking state.
Yeah.
That this state's cool.
It is.
To its degree.
It is cool.
Delaware's not responsible for Joe Biden. Scranton, Pennsylvania is.
I take no.
He just lives here and has lived here because he did the same thing everybody else with money does. Move to Delaware to save money on taxes.
Yep.
That is what they all fucking
Bingo.
do. They all have their headquarters businesses here. That's why they blew it up at the end of Fight Club.
Yeah, dude, that's like the wildest thing is hearing. I actually heard somebody talking about it earlier today at work. It's just like companies who can literally will buy a building. It can be like a couple cubicles.
Well, they'll buy
and that's the
floor.
that's the headquarters. But it's fucking vacant.
We've talked about it on this podcast before. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you have. I remember that.
It'll either be like a fucking.
I think I was on that.
Or
I think you were too.
It can also be as small as a PO box.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's wild. Like even like the show Good Mythical Morning on YouTube, really big show. They had a PO box that was in Wilmington, Delaware, like a while, and a 302 number for like something to call. I forget what it was. It was an old episode. I was like, those motherfuckers, like they even did it, and I was like, "Man, fuck it."
It's a business
they're
decision.
fun.
Business decision.
I mean, if the state fucking play the game, I guess they can't be mad at it to an extent, but you can. It just depends on what they do when they have all that money and power.
All we can do is shake our fist.
Yeah, like once you have all that money and power, it depends. Like I just saw a story recently. Remember Echo?
The dolphin?
No. The clothing brand Echo.
Mark Echo? Yeah.
Mark Echo. Yeah.
Apparently, when they started the brand, I think it was in the Ukraine. They went to the Ukraine and they saw this like orphanage, and it was like so disheveled and just like to shit. But like all the kids were just so happy and cheerful and like hopeful. And apparently they said, if this brand takes off and we make $1 million, first thing we're doing is giving money to this shelter. And apparently they did it. I didn't look into it.
That's cool.
I did that dumb shit where I don't look into it, but like I just like take it at face value.
Like a human being does, you mean?
Yeah. Well, that's how a lot of misinformation is spread.
So much.
Sadly true.
So fucking much.
I kind of just like, when I do it, I look at the person's like reaction telling the story, and I'm like,
I'm
trying to read them. Like, are you genuine or are you just like feeding me bullshit?
I think reading people has become vastly more difficult in our time.
Yeah.
Especially like, this is talked about widely where people on the internet make their lives just seem amazing. And it's all bullshit. I mean, it's truly all bullshit.
Well, there's a lot of like, it is hard to tell with like everyday people that are doing it, but like people who are like, Instagram famous or like influencers, like you can just, this is all fake. You can see that it's all manufactured, everything.
Definitely.
I wish though that it was more obvious that it was fake to more people.
To more people, yeah. Like it's only influencers. Like if like you were to start living that lifestyle, well, I would know because I know you. But like that's not your life and that's not what you're doing. But if like, any of you guys were doing that, like it would be a lot harder.
Oh my
because
God.
you don't have the gloss. You know what I mean? Like the glossy content. Like
it's just
If I win the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but
there would be hints.
There'd be signs.
Bro, the first thing I always said I'd do with my money is so I'd still live in my townhouse, but I would build a giant Godzilla statue and get it to make it look like it's tearing into my house, kind of like the Godzilla hotel in Shibuya has.
Is that up to code?
This is the safest Godzilla I've ever seen. Yeah, dude.
What would you guys do if you won the lottery? Would you continue to work?
Absolutely. I absolutely would. The stakes would be a whole lot less, but
Yeah.
I sure would.
I would work.
I would give a fuck less.
I would work, but I would do I would actually
That's a
build
lie. I wouldn't.
my haunted house. I would buy a property and build
Keep it
a haunted
year
house.
round?
Yeah, and do it open during
Work on
season
it.
and everything. I would film films all year round and just see if I could
Studio?
Yeah, and just like keep my money, like put it away and just I'd film like shitty little YouTube movies. Like I would work, but only on the things I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I would really try to make a business out of my haunted house. But other than that, no, I wouldn't like.
I would keep my job right now.
If you won the lottery, okay. This is a question I get asked all the time at work. This is like a thing. It's like, would you suck a dick for $500 million? Like
Are you
everybody.
stupid? Of course I would.
And I go, bro, I would do it for fucking a quarter of that. Have you ever seen that much money?
$500.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Like, who gives a fuck? You suck a dick? Who cares, bro?
It's a dick.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I also.
What's someone gonna say? Like, heard you suck the dick. I'm like, yeah, I got $5 million for it.
Yeah.
Where's your $5 million?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, money makes, like, dude, as much as I fucking hate money, if all I had to do was suck a peanut, put a boner in my mouth,
Now- Now, this is a callback to an older episode. I remember when you guys talked about this, I wanted to bring it up next time. I wanted to just text you about it, but I was driving, so I forgot about it. 100% I am sucking dick over sucking someone's nasty ass toes.
You're sucking a dick over toes?
Well, wait. What I understand?
I'm sorry, you're
hold
sucking-
on. It was a normal dick, but the toes was like someone's like work feet. They just had like a 10-hour, 15-hour day working in like.
Okay.
The feet were stinky.
Yeah, but
That's gonna taste bad.
but that dick is gonna be stank dick, dude.
You don't know that?
Bro, if the feet are bad and they've been working all
it was
day,
a different. Well, the thing
It
was,
depends on the person's
if,
So
I,
you'd
remember,
rather-
if I
okay.
remember correctly, the thing was, would you rather suck someone's stinky ass like after work, not
Yeah.
showered in 3 days toes, or like a perfectly clean dick? Like, what would you rather do?
that dick all day.
Yeah,
Yeah. Clean dick over some
clean
nasty
dick
toes.
over nasty toes. Yeah.
Yeah.
clean being the operative
And what?
word.
You don't have hand sanitizer on you anyway?
Are you
can't
going to
just-
be upset if it wasn't hard?
No,
Okay.
no.
after a few
We differ there, buddy. I'm going to be
One of
really
us is having a
mad.
good
Yeah. If that dick is not hard, I'm going to be pissed.
No, but I honestly, like, when it comes to like the lottery and like how I would look at it is like my job is like, well, I already separate it now anyway. Like when I get paid, I got to actually set it up how I used to have it, which was like as soon as like my paycheck hits, all of my bills that I have like planned out and mapped out gets put into a bank account that I don't touch other than for bills.
Okay.
So how I look at it is if I won the lottery, that lottery is now my fuck around money and my job is my bill money.
That makes perfect sense.
So that's how I would treat it, and I would fuck around, and everybody would find out.
But if you
I would be dropping hints.
if I win the lottery, though, I'm going to pay my house off and I'm going to pay off my motorcycle.
I'm gonna do some shit like that, but like
and then I won't have any bills besides, electric bill.
well, you always
Yeah.
have utilities though.
your utilities, your car, your insurance,
Dude,
and
for a
maintenance.
townhouse, though, dude, it's really not that much.
no.
like, it's-
Well, my gas bill has been fucking insane the last.
You have
couple
gas,
months.
heat.
Yeah, we have gas.
Oh,
heat,
so
yeah.
we have
Gas, everything that causes heat.
You got oil.
Oh
Oh.
no, we have gas. I'm sorry, we have gas
Who said
heat,
something?
but
About, oh, bitch, you cook.
Earl.
I used to have oil heat in an old house I lived in. That shit sucked. It was so
No, we have
expensive.
natural gas. Oh, yeah. If we had oil, I'd be pissed
Oil
because
is so
that's
expensive, dude.
you have to fill the fucking tank.
Yep.
Oh, I know.
And then there's some landlords that'll fucking pull that fucking shit like a rental car.
Yeah.
That you got to return it with a full tank of gas.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
we
and it's so
we
much
got
money.
a 100-gallon delivery yesterday.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me how much it cost.
Dude, I
I
already
don't want to know.
Yeah, because one time our oil tank ran out it was in January of, this is, 10 years ago.
Back when it was fucking cold as shit.
Yeah,
in
why does
January.
everybody have a story of their oil tank running out in the dead of fucking winter?
Oh my God, bro. I think
Cause-
I told this story on the podcast. My mom was like telling me, she was like, I don't think you knew how poor we were. I was like, no, Mom, I did. We were burning newspapers in the wintertime because we didn't have any heat, but we had a fireplace. So my mom, we lived in PA, because you lived in PA.
Bring fireplaces back, by the way.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I wish
dude.
we could.
Well,
Like,
do you remember the energy bill? It was Pico.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was like, no, it's Pico's fault. They got something wrong. And I was like, no, Mom, we didn't have any money to pay the bill. It's okay. But yeah, dude, it's always
Checks
when you
in the
need
mail.
it. It's always, yeah.
what are you talking about? I sent that like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, dude.
You didn't get it?
Fuck.
I think this is a good place to wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
It's a
just
fucking
about.
great ep.
So thanks for coming on. Are you gonna not be able to come on then the next couple weeks?
We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
well, the next
Okay.
couple weeks, no. Like
Okay.
100% no. Maybe not next Friday, maybe the following Friday I can come hang out. But
All right. For the most
next
part, you're
Friday.
a new permanent member.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't
we have-
tell them.
We haven't told anybody. Mikey's on the show now.
Yeah.
Don't tell them.
They're going to find
Because
out.
I'm not going to be here next week.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't count yet because he's
Yeah.
going to be on a work project for a second. But
Yeah.
like I was saying earlier, we're going to have some sick guests for in the next couple coming weeks. And we didn't say it earlier, but you know what the fucking show is called. I hope you followed us by now.
This has been another episode of Thank You for Your Services podcast. You can find us on Instagram where we have all of our links at thanksforyourservices_podcast.
Yep.
Tom does a great job. He puts up all the videos, the YouTubes, the Spotifys, all that stuff. TikTok. Yep.
Shorts.
You can email
Reels.
us if you are not really into the social media thing and you just want to be like anonymous with email because we have no idea who you are, trust me. You can email us at ThankYouForUrServices@gmail.com. You're spelled UR, the letters UR.
And in case you didn't see it on there, it's thanksforyourservices_podcast on
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes. Do you want to plug your other podcast?
Sure. That also has we also have a bunch of cool guests coming up. That show
Maybe me.
in some time.
That'd be
Sooner
fun.
or later, Mikey might make an appearance.
Excellent.
My other podcast is called Irrelevant and Illiterate, and it is about extreme music combined with comedy. And it is a fun, silly time the entire time.
Yeah. It doesn't
So-
get all serious like this one.
If you like jokes,
Yeah,
and
that was a
hate
turn.
'em.
That was a turn today.
I know. Sorry.
That's fine.
I thought it was fucking great.
This
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah, we're doing it in my fucking house today.
Yeah.
See you later, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Thank you for your service.